It's the most wonderful time of the year. Test cricket's back. It's the Border Gavaskar series. It began on Friday afternoon at the Optus Stadium. I wish it was still at the Wacker.
Yeah, Wacker's across the road.
Well, yes, not anymore. It's sort of just deteriorated. Rest in peace. Australia appeared to be on top and had a great start, bowling out India for about 150, with Mitchell Starc was just bowling absolute seed after seed. But they then went out to bat and got rolled for 104.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
What the... It was just like... when I first watched it, it was domination from the bowlers. Hazelwood and Stark probably for Australia were the most dominating bowlers in that first innings. And then India come out to bowl. Jasprit Bumrah is arguably the best bowler in the world.
He is a freak.
He's had an incredible test.
For someone who bowls 140 with such a short run-up, and his action is phenomenal. Like, I was looking at the story, his story on the weekend. The reason he has such a short run-up and the way he bowls is very, minerals, because when he was a kid in his hallway, he had such a short way to run, so he had to run in that, learn to bowl in that, and that's why he's very sort of upright through that.
It's the most unconventional bowling thing. It's like everything you're taught not to do as a kid.
Yeah.
He does it and it works. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it was like that first innings he bowled was phenomenal, and then the second innings was just as bad. We'll get to that in a sec. So we thought it was going to be it's good bowling deck, going to be close. Nope. India come out in the second innings and make 6 for 487. At one stage, if I'm correct, they were none for 198.
Yep.
Yeah, the first week put on 200.
Yeah.
And then 2 for 330 or something.
It was not a good stage. The India's batting lineup was charged by Yashavi Jaiswal.
Yep.
Is that correct? Made 161. He's only 22, and he's played 15 tests. He scored 4 hundreds, and in all 4 of his test hundreds he's made, he's gone over to make 150 plus.
This was his small century.
Yeah, 160. He made 2 double centuries
in a row.
Yeah. This guy is a generational talent and unbelievable.
I think he's the best opener in the world at the moment, they're saying.
Yeah.
I'm
trying to think if there's anyone else. There's not really anyone else.
No. Opening everywhere is pretty much stuff.
Yeah, so they had a great start. And then we thought, we got through the many bowlers. We just let Virat Kohli make another test century.
He hasn't made 100 for nearly 2 years.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's his 30th test century he's now made. He's now part of the 30 club with Joe Root, Steve Smith, and Kane Williamson. Mm-hmm. I believe they've all got 30 test centuries plus. But I didn't understand the way we started when he comes in. We know he can be very dangerous. I know he hasn't scored a test century in 2 years, but he can still be very dangerous. Why do we not bring the field up and put pressure on him? We played a very relaxed field, and we let him get in, and then he pretty much got the license once he got to 60, because he's like, you better make the runs before we declare.
Yeah, I think the whole thing about this game is India on the attack. Even when they were not batting well in the first innings, their plans have always been positive. We have not done that.
No.
We've been sitting behind, not moving forward, not bowling with intent.
Yeah. Before we go on to the last innings, do you now think, with the career he's had, is Virat Kohli the greatest Indian cricketer of all time?
No.
No, because Sachin.
Is it still Sachin?
Yeah.
Sachin made 100 hundreds.
I still think there's an. I still think there's an argument to be had here.
I think he could be number 2.
There's an argument.
He's definitely number 2. But
the gap's a lot closer than what it was before, because I think he's had a bit more longevity than Sachin had, is it not?
No.
Sachin played for 23.
Yes,
I forgot he started when he was 18. Yes.
Yeah.
There's a bit more of a gap. So Australia then, they declared we had 24 minutes to survive.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
How do you reckon we would have gone at the end of tea after 24 minutes?
Uzi would have sat there and blocked about 20 balls.
Well, that was correct, yes.
But he didn't get to because everyone else got out.
We finished 3 for 12. What is this? First of all, McSweeney, very unlucky. That was a seed.
Yeah,
it stayed low. It didn't bounce.
I don't think any of this can be blamed on him. He's opened twice now in his career, and he's faced Jasprit Bumrah the second time. It's a brutal way to
that was unlucky. Pat Cummins coming in as night watchman. What are you doing fishing out 6 stump?
I think Pat, it's also he's just bowled all day. He's tired.
Yeah, need someone who's fresh.
He shouldn't have been the one going out there.
Yeah, but who should have been?
Marner should have been a man and gone out there. That's what he should have done.
He ended up going to 4. Then Marnus decides to leave one onto off stump with his pads. To be fair enough, fair nut, it swung in a mile.
Yeah.
You don't then go review it
Yeah,
But
It was the most plum fucking.
So we're 3 for 12. We came out today. It looked like they had an okay day.
Well,
The start was terrible. Uzi's hit was so bad.
To be honest, fair enough. I wouldn't be bothered to when you're 3 for 12 chasing 500.
And so Steve did his usual. I'm just gonna block and then something will get through.
He got a good one from Siraj. He got a good ball.
Travis went off.
He was 89 off 100 balls. He wasn't wasting time.
Marsh also batted pretty well.
Yeah.
Then chop one on.
The two of them together were pretty good, and then all kind of went downhill.
Carey and Stark hung around for a little bit, and then Stark got out enough to tee. It was pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we lost by 295 runs in the end. Good job, boys. So before we go on to the next thing, do you think there should be changes before the Adelaide test next?
Yeah.
And if so, who is changing and who do you bring out?
I would. I think Labuschagne cannot stay in the team.
Yep, I agree. But who do you bring in? That's my issue.
You either go one of two ways. I think you either Josh Inglis is in great form in the Sheffield Shield.
Yep.
He's been in the squad this match. He's that aggressive point of difference because only real aggressive bats at the moment are Head and Marsh, and they're in the middle order. Having someone at the top be a bit more aggressive because now we're missing that with no Warner would help difference. Other than that, if you don't want to go that way, you put McSweeney down to 3 and put either Harris or Constance into the opening spot.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I think as well. Obviously, I think Labuschagne needs to get dropped, but I think one issue I've seen in years gone past is by the time we get to the 4th or 5th test, our bowlers are wrecked. They always are barely able to get through. They struggle. That last test, the last 3 years, has always been our worst test because our bowlers are wrecked.
Yeah.
I think this year is, especially after this performance we had, first innings was great. Excuse me. Second innings was terrible, but not terrible bowling. They just batted well. Yeah. I don't think we did much. We did obviously a lot of bad with the ball, but it wasn't right there. I thought we dropped a couple of catches. But I think they've got to realise that we need to start giving some of our bowlers, especially with the workload that Stark, Cummins and Hazelwood get, even Lyon, but I think you keep Lyon because he can. It's not as, I think we got to give one of them a rest. I think it's either, I would go Hazelwood first.
You see with our best bowler.
So I think you got to rest him because, again, I tell you all the time, if we can get to the series, if it comes down to it being 2-2 and we're going to Sydney and they're wrecked, you want the bean on fire. So in my opinion, they give either him or Stark a rest.
Yeah.
You bring in if you bring out Hazelwood, you bring in a Boland.
Yep.
Or a Nisa.
Yeah, I think either way, if they go Hazelwood, you replace him with Boland. If you go Stark, you bring Nisa because Nisa can also bat.
Yeah. I think this is the right time to rest them, get them in a nice position. Come the Gabba before the MCG. And then even when you get to the MCG, you can keep them Boland in, have him play those 2 tests, rest those 2 players, and then bang or maybe instead of that, Adelaide and the Gabba, have them ready so they go bang for the MCG Sydney, bring it home.
Scotty doesn't play the MCG, we are writing.
Yeah, no, everyone just boycott if he doesn't play.
He is the MCG specialist.
Yes. We thought we'd do one thing. We did it last week. We had our NBA GOAT discussion. I thought we'd bring it over to cricket this time. And we're not going to do GOATs this time. We're going to do our best Australian 11 test squad since the year 2000. I'll allocate out here what this has to require. This has to be from 2000 onwards. You can't use any sort of data on that pre-2000. So there's a couple of players who I thought in here you can bring on that edge, but it has to be from then onwards. So, you want to start off, Jonty?
Oh, yeah, sure. Because mine's the least analytical and just from... so it was pretty standard open. Matthew Hayden and David Warner. Warner, much as I hate him, was a really good opener. We will struggle for years to replace him. Matthew Hayden just was always there. So, no rush there. Ricky Ponting, because Ricky Ponting cricket. And then Steve Smith, because, once again, just being there, was a captain at one stage, did a little bit of funny with David Warner and Bancroft. It doesn't matter. Michael Clark, because Michael Clark, bold. Michael Harsey, Mr. Cricket, came to Bendigo quite a lot.
Really?
Yeah, he did a lot of the cricket camps in Bendigo.
He loves cricket.
Yeah. Adam Gilchrist, keepers, we have a lot of good keepers. Yeah. Brad Haddon almost made it in over that, just because Haddon was always there when I was watching the most.
Mm-hmm.
but Gilchrist, a little bit more impact. Mitchell Johnson, because so funny.
Mojo.
Binger, Weet-Bix.
That's an interesting one.
Well, what? He would just throw piss missiles and then go on Weet-Bix ads.
Yeah, okay.
He also sung in Bollywood movies.
Yeah.
Did.
Shane Warne, because jet ski incident. That's a story that I have from my own time. And then Glenn McGrath, because he was good.
Yeah.
Hooray!
Jimmy, you want to go next?
I will go next. I have gone with the same openers as John T. Warner and Hayden. They had the 2 highest scores ever, by in one innings, one Australian batsman. And then they both averaged about 50. If that was in a real team, that's a seriously fast start. Top of the order. Punters at 3 because he's got 4100s. I had a look in Test cricket. That's ridiculous. Steve Smith's at 4 because again, just lots of runs. Averages 56. Mental. Michael Clark at 5. He was my first cricketing hero when I was growing up. So
The Spartan bat. I
yeah,
remember
so
having a Spartan bat as a
I had
kid.
Spartan as
I
well.
was Spartan.
Mr. Cricket's also at 6 because he averages he batted 5 and 6 soccer and he averaged 50. And the same with Gilly at 7 as a keeper, averaged 50. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, and coming to 7 as well.
Yeah. Warney at 8. I thought a little bit about Nathan Lyon because he's played for 15 years now.
He was my number 1 honorable mention.
Yeah. Yeah, but Warney in his 7 years he was playing in the 2000s was still better because he's just the king of spin. I put Pat Cummins in at 9 because I think his ability to win a game for Australia out of nowhere, just be that guy, that leader, is just such an underrated quality. I went Stark ahead of Mitchell Johnson.
Yeah, okay.
I think he's got a few more wickets than him now. He's got 360 wickets. Dynamic left arm swing, and then McGrath at 11, just consistent.
Yep. No, fair enough. Mine's pretty similar. I've decided to go a different opening because as much as I like the idea of having Hayden and Warner opening, I think that's a lot of risk you're playing there.
You're picking a team that's actually going to play, is what you're saying.
Well, I'm picking a team that if you want someone, you got to have. You can't have an aggressive opener and then someone. I think that's how I looked at it. So I went David Warner and Uzi Khawaja. I think especially the last 8 years, Usman Khawaja has looked like the best opener in the world. The last 5 years.
Yeah.
He just every year he can play on every continent. He's been good in England, India, Australia. He's been good everywhere he's gone.
Yep.
So I think he has been really good. I think no diss to Hayden. I love Hayden. But I think I'd go Uzi. Same with everyone. Ricky Ponting and Steve Smith at 4. I think punter's probably Australia's greatest bat we've ever had besides Bradman.
Yep.
Yeah, don't set over Bradman.
Yeah. Michael Clark and Hussey 5 and 6. I think you guys already stated already. I agree with that. Adam Gilchrist at 7 obviously made 50, averaged 50, which was a gun, and probably had the best. He didn't have the best hands. I'll give him that. I think we've had some better behind the glove keepers, but we haven't had a great batsman keeper.
He's the best ever.
Yeah, he's always done it. I went Mitchell Johnson at 8. I just think for what he did in that short period of time, he was able to take so many wickets. He obviously was out and then was in, out, in. But I think considering the little amount of games he played, he's played about, I think it was 25 less tests than Stark. Yeah. And Stark's only got 12, 15 more wickets more than him. So I think he was a lot more damaging with the ball. I've gone Pat Cummins at 9. Obviously for the reason you said as well. He was really good. Shane Warne and Nathan Lyon, I thought it was going to be a lot easier. It wasn't. I just went Warney because his 1 year, I think it was 2005, he took 94 wickets for the year. So I had to go. That was just in Test cricket. So I had to go with Warney. And then Glenn McGrath was at 11. And my honourable mentions I had Simon Kadich, obviously Nathan Lyon, Josh Hazelwood and Mitchell Stark I had there. Ryan Harris, he didn't stay, he's injured. Brad Haddon and Ben Hilfenhaus.
94 wickets in 1 year, 135 strippers.
All right, we're entering CTESPN territories here. It's gridiron. It's college football season right now, and we're heading into the first of a 12-team playoff. You guys don't understand what the 12-team playoff is, do you?
No.
Oh, I know enough about it because normally, obviously, the playoffs has been 6.
Yeah. No, it's been 4. So it's
Because didn't it start at 6 and then go to 4?
no.
Because
So
the
it
one
used to
and two, so you
be
get the 1 to get the bye.
no. It
right?
used to always be 1v2 in the
Yeah.
bowl championship. Then went to 1, 2, 3, 4. It's never been 6.
Yeah, okay.
This is the first one. It's 12. Now there's so much to go on with this first one. It's never happened before, so lots of stuff's happening. So I thought we'd go through some of the matchups that will happen over the next few weeks, could determine the first ever college football playoff. So start off with in the lower bracket, Boise State. They have a Heisman favorite, Ashton Genty. Absolutely ridiculous running back. He's been averaging like 150 yards a week. He's going to break the...
I did see it. He's going to break like 2,000 rushing yards.
He's going to break the college football record. So him and Boise State, they're undefeated in their conference. They've lost 1 game. They're the most likely team to win like the guaranteed spot for group of 5 teams.
Paul, did you hear yourself?
What?
They're undefeated. They've lost 1 game.
In conference.
Oh.
Did you not listen?
You said they lost 1 game and you said undefeated.
Yeah, overall.
Ah.
Sorry. Come on, mate. Keep up. So they're going to probably win the guaranteed spot for a group of 5 teams. There's 1 spot for these 5 conferences that are just shit. So they're going to win that one most likely. There's one other team that could have it, not going to put it today. Big 12. This is a conference of just teams who don't want to win. So there's 4 teams currently trying to get there. Colorado, coached by Deion Sanders. If you ever see the clips online.
Deion Sanders.
So stupid, that's the university. Arizona State play Arizona to try and make their first time in after joining from the Pac-12 this year. Kansas State play Iowa State. Iowa State are a team that could still make it. And Houston play BYU. BYU were the favourites up until like a week ago, and then they got beaten.
BYU.
Are you a Mormon?
No, I'll say they were too.
SEC is likely to have a Texas-Georgia final. That makes no sense because Texas last year didn't even make the Big 12 final. So that's a big jump from Texas. Big 10 likely to have a Ohio State-Oregon championship game. Ohio State could drop out depending if they lose. But if they win, they're in. SMU are the favourites for the ACC. It's their first year in ACC. They have got massive slush funds, so this is their perfect time. Miami holds their future in their hands. They play this week. You're going to go to sleep today? No. This is like the wrestling one that never got played.
Yeah, it never got released though.
Notre Dame, massive college. Everyone knows about them. They're independent, so they don't play in a conference. They will likely make it because college football loves them. But they haven't got really that big of a resume. They will be actually tested this week. And then watch out for Kent State. So Kent State this week will play their 12th game of the year. If they do not win, they have not got a single win for the year.
It's impressive.
And it's not like they're in a massive conference. They're in one that's only really Ohio and a couple other places. So
The only thing I've seen in Gridiron this week or college football, what was the thing where what college stormed the field and then the refs put a second back on? Was
Arizona State.
Yeah, and then you just see the footage of the coaches absolutely just abusing the umpire.
No, I could be fucking wet.
So they took them like 20 minutes because when they stormed the field, they also took down the field goal. So they had to put the field goal back up, and then they took them 20 minutes to get all the fans off the ground. They didn't end up scoring off a Hail Mary. They almost did actually.
Yeah, it was
They
close.
fell short, then they stormed again and took
They
took it back down.
They re-stormed it.
My only thing I've seen in college football this year was those Western Kentucky helmets.
Oh, the grimace rip-offs.
Don't make me get out of this seat.
Come on in.
We won't get in the water. He don't want to get his hair wet. Pretty boy.
Hold that, son. I'm gonna call you back.
Oh, Lord.
If you haven't gooned yet, now's your time. NBA is back, and we've had some great NBA this weekend. Should we redo that?
No, we're keeping it now.
Let's go.
Cleveland have finally lost their streak. They got to 15 wins, I believe. They lost to Boston.
We spoke about that.
This actually happened last Tuesday.
We were like, I'm like, they're gonna get knocked off, and you guys go, no, make it, and then knocked off.
I think they're still only
They're now
lost.
17-1.
Yeah,
So they're still good.
Afterwards, they had us, so
It's not hard. Have you see your lineup you played?
Yes,
Against
it is
them?
torture. They were originally in Melon of the Week because I had it making me watch Alfred Payton in 2024.
You haven't played since 2019, I saw.
In the NBA, he played overseas.
Oh,
Oh my
that
god.
was unbelievable.
Dyson and Josh have both had quiet weeks. Now, that's all we talk about in this podcast, basketball-wise, that properly anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not much to talk about. So Luke Travers got 30 minutes against us, didn't do much. That's Australia to watch, except for one person.
Ben.
Welcome to China, buddy. Ben, you are definitely
I
heading...
don't even think he deserves to go to China. Send him to Taiwan with Dwight Howard.
I love how House of Highlights posted Ben Simmons' revenge game when he made one shot.
The first one was literally his miss.
He's going to be the most hated player in the league at the moment, in my opinion.
Or
No, not a single person likes him.
Joel.
No, I think Ben Simmons is more hated because even Philly hate Ben more than they hate Joel.
Yeah, yes, they still would hate him.
Or what about anyone?
I generally think Brooklyn hate him.
Trey Young would hate.
No.
We hated a bit more.
Oh, I don't mind Trayon.
Yeah, but New York. The whole of New York.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Rookie watch. Jared McCain is Rookie of the Year, and he's the real deal. He dropped 30 and 32 recently, or maybe
He's
27.
averaging over 20 a game.
He's become pretty much Philly's new number 1-2 option with Tyrese Maxey.
It's a shame
Joel
he plays for
Embiid,
Philly.
go to the bench. They don't want you anymore.
Such a shame he plays for Philly.
Yeah.
And have you seen his YouTube vlogs he's doing as well?
Yeah.
They're great.
Yeah, Kyle Lowry doesn't get angry at all in them. Dalton Connect, he needs to get more minutes. LA will play him for 35 minutes one game against Utah, and in the next game won't play him much at all. He has one of the hardest quotes in the NBA this season.
He's from the Jazz.
From the Jazz game. Basically, if you don't know, he had this massive game, dropped 39, hit 2 basically game-winning threes. The quote is, in the second half, it seemed like everyone in the gym knew that Dalton Connect was going to shoot the next shot, with the exception of a few people. The problem was those few people were people on our team.
How about this? I think it was him and McCain were picked one after the other in the draft.
Yeah,
16,
they
17.
were. I think McCain was first, then it was
Yeah,
Connect.
that's some steals.
That is some steals.
Crazy.
Guys, it's really sad.
I'm happy about this.
You're happy about this? LeBron is taking a break, guys, from social media.
Who gives a crap?
I do.
My glorious king will not be there.
And he had to announce it for all of us. I'm happy he did that.
Yeah, I need to know before he does this.
If he's going to take a break from social media, why announce it? Oh, that's stupid.
He obviously had a few wines. He usually for the games.
Have you not seen him after most games? He's just waiting for go drink.
It hurts my brain.
The Brunesi.
It's annoying. Anywho, Jimmy's excited. The Bucks are back.
Can go.
You would be 13th seed in
Giannis-
the West.
We are 6th in the East, and that's where we are. We've won 4 in a row.
Giannis is taking piss. He did the Jokeres Bane pose when he dropped 50 again. He's probably, I don't think he's MVP conversation because I think it's a clear favourite between Jokic and Davis are 1 and 2.
No,
Davis is
AD's
super
had some stinkers.
I think Giannis is now 2 behind Jokic. Jokic is about 40 million miles ahead clear.
Yeah, it's dropping 40 in a loss.
Have you seen his average he's got against the Lakers? In the last 3 games, he's averaging 50 points against the Lakers.
Yeah.
He averages a triple double. He's ridiculous.
Freak.
I think Giannis is now number 2.
Probably.
He's carrying, but we're back.
All right, guys. Important
Go on,
question.
sorry.
Come on. The West is a minefield of winning teams, so we don't need to talk about the West until it's clear.
Boring.
Guys, important question. PG made this point on his podcast. Is podcasting harder than hooping?
No.
No,
I've
no,
played
no, no,
basketball for years. No.
What do you mean, man? I think this is harder.
This is so much harder than playing in the NBA.
Yeah, imagine having to do they have to do training sessions. They don't get help the whole time. We just have to sit here and talk.
He's getting paid $26 million on 3 years. I think NBA might be a little bit easier if you're making that money.
Oh, so you agree that podcasting is harder?
Okay, that's no. NBA is hard.
It's a great point. He's
Look,
really deep in the podcast game. And
Look, think about it for a second. He's naturally talented at basketball. He's not naturally talented at podcasting. It's really hard to get naturally talented get talented at podcasting.
Give it up, Paul. Give it
Another
up.
reason why the NBA is so funny.
One more thing before we move on. Did any of you see Marathon's dunk for India. Yeah. Mathurin?
Benedict
Sorry,
Mathurin.
Benedict Mathurin. Wowza.
That was pretty cool.
A windmill dunk on a fast break with defense.
Yeah, it was in under.
Insane. I think he's going to be in the dunk contest, what sucks this year, but he'll win it.
Well, every dunk contest sucks now.
Also, a week now kind of sucks. Oh well.
But yeah, good dunk.
Like, real close, and then they go.
No, it has to be the same distance. Has to be a bit fair.
Oh, well, it's about 20 metres, max.
Okay, so 20 minutes. Bang. I'm literally going to put cement in my water bottle and go.
Melon of the Week is back once again, and after last week being such a high note for melons, it was so high. This week could be almost as good.
I think we have a new number one here for obvious reasons.
Oh, no, because this is from like an old case, though.
Yeah, it's
Still bad. Anywho, you know what the Melon of the Week is. If you've been here for long enough, you know, but if you haven't, we put 5 instances where either a fan base, personality, or sports player has done something stupid, and we call them out and give them a Melon of the Week honour.
Now, this week, we're going to start off with a team we were just talking about beforehand. The 76ers. Now, let's start off this shit this year.
They are awful.
They are the second worst seed in the East. That sucks.
And they've never done anything, and they've never.
Who's Lon Washington?
Yeah, the Wizards.
Yeah, and the Wizards are awful. So the 76ers on 3 wins. Washington Wizards on 2. That's how...
Yeah, the Raptors went ahead and with 4 wins.
Yeah, because they beat the Nets. So with the whole team just imploding with Embiid, George saying that podcasting is harder than hooping.
Maxi beefing with Embiid.
Yeah, and then...
Kane's just making TikToks in the corner.
Yeah, Maxi and McCain being the only thing holding it together. They also needed to do something to distract the Philly fans from the fact their team is disintegrating in front of them. Now, the social media team decided that idea would be to do a social media rebrand.
Some graphics.
Now, thanks Dan for putting this out first. So the font that they used is like a retro theme. It looks like it's probably from 1976. So it's kind of cool. The issue is that the font is really, really close together. Now, Final shares a few letters with a certain word. Do you know what that word is?
Does it end in N-A-L?
Yeah.
There's an F and an I joined together look like an A.
Yeah. So the final graphic looked a lot like the word. You get it?
I'm trying to think what the word is.
A-N-A-L.
Anal.
Yeah. Canal without the C. Good work, Philly.
Something to put on your massively followed Instagram.
Yeah. Now it's been taken off. Like they don't have it on any main thing. But
it's taken down.
it's on the. I must have updated the story because it's really spaced out now. But my God, Philly, you can't get anything right now.
They're a joke.
Like, come
I
on.
get one thing right.
What, McCain?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's being forced to play 38 minutes as a rookie.
And what about when they turn him and start hating him? Like
Yeah.
with every other one of their sports stars.
Yeah. So, Philly and 76ers, your melons.
Number 4, we're going to move on to the Houston Rockets. We're going to stay in the NBA. Fred VanVleet. Many of you know him. He had a good career at Toronto before he got traded to Houston.
No, he left on his own accord.
I thought he still got traded there, though.
No, sign and trade.
He's now just an okay player at Houston.
Yeah, okay. He's dropped off to where he could have been. He got a bit angry.
He did get a bit angry.
Because a decision what was incorrect, it shouldn't have been a foul, was given on him. He was not happy. His anger and frustration led out to a bit of a tantrum and got ejected. Anywho, you think, it's enough. I'm a bit pissed. He got annoyed. He went up into the ref's face, pushed him, and walked off.
It was also like, you're a bitch while doing it.
Yep.
Surely you've learnt enough that that's going to cost you a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot for the money he's on.
Well, he's on 40 million.
Yeah, and he'll probably get fined about 75k for it.
Yeah, so it's not really that much for him.
It's still a bit
Just
of coin.
don't do it.
Just don't be an idiot.
I don't understand. You got a bit angry. Yes, it was a bad decision. You don't need to hit the ref. You know that's a no-go.
You literally learned that from like the first fucking moment you played basketball.
Everyone's learned that.
You can't touch any referee or umpire, any sport.
No.
Just don't do it.
So, Fred, Malin.
Now, number 3, this man is always melon. He has the worst takes in...
He's probably the worst NBA analyst.
Yes.
He's horrible.
Yeah.
It's bad. I think it's worst.
Oh, who's worse?
What's his name? He used to do a show with him, I think. Yeah. He's on ESPN now. I can't remember his name. I'll figure it out.
Anyway, maybe Kendrick Perkins. Anyway, Skip Bayless. Now, Skip Bayless has his own show, the Skip Bayless Show, where he just says the stupidest things possible.
I've never seen him say anything logical.
No. And this week he decided to make a bold statement. Now, we'll talk about beforehand, LeBron's social media break.
Important news.
Skip Bayless, who has routinely hated LeBron for his whole career.
Hates him his whole career.
Has taken this to take a shot at LeBron, questioning his mental toughness and calling him a baby for taking the social media break. He is a 39-year-old NBA superstar, has every single record, and has literally willed teams to winning championships.
Only once.
4-1, mate. That could have been.
Only once.
LA.
4-1 doesn't make sense. It'd be 3-1, you idiot.
Yeah, that's what it could have been if you could win properly. Anyway, he literally had to carry a Cavs team who had no one when he was by himself.
You've derailed. Get back to the point.
No, earlier. I'm talking about mental toughness. When the Cavs before they had anyone, back in the first stint.
He gets the most haters out of anyone online ever.
Yeah.
Just like comfortably.
And he just takes a break. At 39. Yeah, fair enough. Skip Bayless. Just get something fucking new to talk about. Hate on Wemby, please.
No.
Imagine Wemby's response.
Lol.
Yeah. Come on.
We.
Skip. Just retire, please.
How old is Skip?
Oh, I'd be nearly 60.
He's 72.
What is Skip doing? Get off. Skip.
Let's move
you
on.
are a melon.
Number 2. This is a pretty easy one. It could have been number 1. The Australian top order, but mainly Marnus.
Marnus is a clown.
First of all, the Australian top order. The openers, yeah, okay. Steve Smith and Marnus just are the most frustrating people to watch at the pit. They're going to be the best bets in the world, or just jump around and look like absolute melons. So that was no. But Marnus, can you stop reviewing anything that you think is not out? That was plumb both innings, and you got You wasted a review.
He's had the most stinker of a match possible. What?
I generally don't think I haven't seen him make a run since like 2019.
What did he hit the first knock? 2 off 52.
Yeah, 2 off 52, and it took him 2 balls to beat
And
that.
then he went and had a bowl on the second innings.
Him bowling.
Oh,
that
no.
was, as a bowler, that was the most frustrating and painful thing to watch. Why is he trying to bowl bounces? You bowl 105 kilometres.
To be right.
You're an idiot. I was just like, oh, Pat, can we just get rid of him, please? I'd bring in Maxwell. I'll be happy to have Maxwell in the month.
No, I as a Glenn Maxwell fan, no.
No, I'd rather him in over Marnus.
Maxwell
Yeah,
is
right
not.
now, yeah.
I'd rather him over Marnus. Mate, I'd rather bring back bloody Chris Rogers than him.
I would prefer Jason Crozier.
So
Doug Bollinger.
Doug. Ben Hilfenhaus.
Anyway, you're a melon. Come on.
Dirk Manus.
Fuck off, Mars.
But look, something happened this week, and it can't be number one because this is number one.
We don't condone what happened here.
We stand strongly against this. I don't think we have made that obvious. Anyway, Conor McGregor. Recently, he's been found guilty in civil jury for sexually assaulting a woman. Not just that though. Basically, to put it lightly, treated her like he was in the ring.
Yeah.
Now, he's appealing, so I can't imagine that goes well.
His ego is too like.
Yeah. I don't think we need to say much more about this one.
No. Did you like Connor as a kid growing up?
No.
No. I was an Anderson Silva guy.
Yeah.
I just didn't care.
I didn't care, but I like Connor's personality because he would just talk shit. But yeah, this is
Yeah.
bad.
I think the less we talk about it, the better.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Connor,
You're a melon.
you're a criminal.
I think you're a criminal. Is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
You're a criminal. You're not a melon. You're a criminal.
So that's it for the episode this week. Something to note to end on. What's about other wrestling? You can talk about AEW now.
Oh yeah, Big Justice had Big AJ,
not Big
had a fight, and he fought a guy named QT Marshall, who's a jobber. He's no good. Very funny. Big Justice.
And that's all we have time for.
Shut up. Big Justice hit a big spear. The Rizzler was mewing and doing the Rizzler stuff ringside. Oh, it was. You should have actually seen the crowd. The crowd was so into it as well. Like,
yeah, I wonder why.
They got bigger pops than some of the popular wrestlers at AEW.
I wonder why. It's almost like TikTok popular thing gets people
blowing the internet up.
And kudos, Big AJ actually had a good fight. Like, it wasn't like he was shit. Like, there's been some celebrities who have gone into the ring who have been absolutely woeful at Donald Trump. But he was actually pretty good.
He had to be bailed out by Big Justice.
He's no Logan Paul or Bad Bunny, but he put in a good fight. And Big Justice hit the spear to get him the win, and then he did a big pop up power bomb.
What my favorite thing is beforehand is you said this was justified as a sport.
It is.
No, it's not.
It's considered sports entertainment.
In what sport is your son allowed to come into the wrestling ring and slam someone?
The ref was distracted by the opponent's manager.
Oh my
In what world does that happen?
In sports entertainment.
Even Mike Tyson fight was better than that.
Sports entertainment.
No, it's just entertainment. It's entertainment.
Sports entertainment.
Yeah, so it's basically Stephen A. just ranting.
That's in the Uneducated Nuffies, because he's not going to agree with me. We'll see you guys next week. Make sure to check us out on Spotify and YouTube. My name's Ethan Stone.
I'm John Tipero.
Stay Nuffin.